All right, let's look at the homework 7, problem number 5. All right, so we want to find an interval on which f is increasing and decreasing, and sketch the graph and add horizontal tangent lines. All right, so let's do that. All right, so to discuss increasing and decreasing, we need the derivative. So I'm going to take the derivative. So f prime of x is equal to 4x cubed, right? Minus, right? 72 times 2 is 144x, and subtract 1 from the power, so that's that. Right? Then I'm going to factor this out. So this is going to be, let's see, all right, 144, and the 4 has 4 in it. So I'm going to factor out 4. And also both terms have x in it, so I'm going to factor out x. All right. All right, so since we pulled out the 4x from 4x cubed, we're going to have x squared left over. All right. All right, so it's we're going to pull out 4x from 144x. Let's see, 144 divided by 4 would be what? Let's see, 36, right? And the x is already pulled out, so we have that. All right, then we can, 36 is actually same thing as 6 squared, right? So 6 squared. So we can do, remember that we have, if you have, say, a squared minus b squared, then we can factor it out as a plus b times quantity a minus b. So I'm going to use that to factor it out even further. So 4x is still there. So you have x plus 6 and x minus 6. All right. All right, so that's the derivative, and I'm going to set that equal to 0 to find critical numbers. So if you set that equal to 0, right, you can see that we can set this guy equal to 0, so x is going to be equal to 0, right? And if you set x plus 6 equal to 0, so if x is negative 6, that's going to be 0, right? If you set x minus 6 equal to 0, x is going to be positive 6, right? So those are the critical numbers, right? Then what we're going to do is I'm going to do a number line. So draw a number line, right? So you can think of it as x-axis. All right, then we're going to put the tick marks. So there are 3 critical numbers, so we're going to put 3 tick marks, right, like that. And then mark them. So smallest one is negative 6. I'm going to put the negative 6 here. And the 0 is the middle one. And then there's a positive 6. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to look at the sign. So function f prime. So you look at the sign of the derivative. All right. So you can try actually any number you like less than negative 6. So I'm going to try just how about negative 7? So let's try x equal negative 7 as the as a sample number. All right. Then we just need the sign. So here. So if you plug in negative 7, 4 times x would be obviously negative, right? All right, negative 7 plus 6 is going to be negative, right? Negative 7 minus 6 is negative, right? So you have a negative times negative times negative is going to be a negative number, right? So it's going to be a negative here, right? And then we can try anything between negative 6 and 0. So it's x equals probably, I'm going to try negative 1. All right. Then here, all right, 4x is going to be x is negative 1 is still negative. All right. And the x plus 6, so negative 1 plus 6 is positive, so it turned into positive. So negative 1 minus 6 is negative. So negative times negative is positive. So we're going to put the positive sign there, right? And then next sample number would be between 0 and 6. So we can try one positive one. All right, then you can see that here 4x is going to be positive. X plus 6 is going to be positive, and the 1 minus 6 is still negative. So positive times negative is going to be negative. Right? Then the last interval, so anything bigger than 6, I'm going to try 7, or you can try 8 if you want, or bigger number. All right, and if you put 7, 4 times 7 is positive, 7 plus 6 is positive, 7 minus 6 is now positive, so everyone's positive, so it's going to be positive. So we have that. So we know that the graph is going to be, so negative derivative, so if you look at the shape of the original function f, right, so since the derivative is negative, it's decreasing here, and positive increasing here, negative decreasing on that interval, and increasing on that interval. All right. So so it's going to be decreasing on this interval and that interval, increasing this interval and that interval. All right. So let's type it in. All right. So the function was increasing from negative 6 to 0. And also 6 to positive infinity, right? Let's double check. All right. All right. So it's increasing between negative 6 and 0 and 6 on. All right. So we got that. All right. Let's check the answer. All right. All right, so it looks like it doesn't like this answer. All right, let's try this. I'm just for the heck of it, I'm going to put the parentheses, and I can assure you that the square bracket is actually the more correct answer, but the system might not get that. So let's check the answer here. All right, so that was it. So they're looking for open interval, which they're not actually stating. So they really should state that, right? But anyway, so we got that. All right, next one. Select the correct choice function is decreasing. So that's basically everywhere else. So it's going to be negative infinity to negative 6, and then between 0 and a positive 6. All right, let's see if they like that answer. All right, so we got that. All right, and then choose the correct graph. Let's see. So it's going to be basically a W shape. So decreasing, increasing, decreasing, increasing. So we can see that we can certainly eliminate B. We can eliminate C. We can eliminate D as well. So we know that A is the correct picture. All right, so let's check the answer. We got that. All right, and the next question, actually, oh, okay, that was it. All right, that's it. I hope that this was clear.